And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. They'll try and set up the screen to ETN. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first it's good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Dave's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
In motion comes the tight end left. Lawrence on 3rd down. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll.
I would agree, because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body, get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you can get away from it for a few days, put down the playbook, turn off the film. Just be you. Enjoy that time away, and then you come back ready to go.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Lawrence. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Finds his tight end, Ingram. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. That'll give him 8 that time, and it'll be 4th down. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. On play action, they'll throw. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Andre Sisco. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, they matched their opponent's pick six from earlier. Those are some crucial points that may prove pretty consequential as to how this one plays out.
And Brandon, I think now we're not just watching how they move around the field, but we're checking their psychology out a little bit, aren't we? Because that defense, they're about to go right back out with all the momentum on their side. That's for the opposing offense. You wonder if there's going to be some hesitation to lean entirely on the passing game and try and mount a counterattack.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone. And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
There's a little bit of lightning talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
On 2nd and 7, Jackson slings it to Andrews, and it's complete. The tight end has it. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Jackson to Andrews on that one. 1st down, Baltimore. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Another run here with Dobbins. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the 1st down.
Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. Towards the end zone for Brown. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Jackson. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They go back to the ground with Dobbins. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Second and 7 with our score tied at 7, but they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it? Jackson, he's going to keep it himself. The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the 1st down. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made by Devin Lloyd, the linebacker.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. It's Dobbins on the out route, bringing it in. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Jackson from the shotgun. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the Jaguars are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. Now left side on the swing pass. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. These two teams all tied after 1.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Lawrence. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The Jaguars at 7-3 now on the year, and they come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season, I think they liked where their open week fell.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blower out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one, better than 20 miles an hour. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the plague did on the last one.
Throwing again on second down. Jackson toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Brought to the ground by the linebacker, Foye Oluokun. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
After the sack on 1st down, Jackson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's Devin Lloyd with a pick, and the Jags are going to take possession of the football. So another interception for him on the year. He is making quite a splash in his rookie campaign.
And most linebackers feel they're lucky if they get 1 or 2 of these a year, because once you start getting to 3, 4, and 5, that's when you know you've got a special player and someone the quarterbacks have to account for.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. David Ojabo able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
To try again after the sack, Lawrence. This will be caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Jaguars. Evan Ingram with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jags are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
The tight end position has always been dangerous, especially in the red zone, short field. But now even more so because these tight ends aren't necessarily the tight ends of old. They're the rocked-up wide receivers who have a little bit more speed. Way harder to cover than before.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And it's now 21-7. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And that'll be caught by the big tight end, Andrews. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On third down, Jackson. And he can't escape, and down he goes. For the 7, and Lillikin. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments, which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group has not played well at all here in the first half.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win.
The improv act there, good for 9, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
They'll run with Etienne. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. On first down, right back to Etienne. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. His second catch. This one not quite as dynamic as his first. And it's second down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. Flushed out right. And he is going to be taken down. They got him. As that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Adafe Owe in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now to punt this one away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Escaping the pressure right. And that'll be complete to Dobbins.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Jackson. He's going to look deep down the field. This is caught inside the 15.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
I think this defense was still trying to recover from that last play, so you wonder if they were ready for this one. You have to imagine their defensive coaches are yelling at them to get focused, because if they don't, more plays like that will result in giving up points.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on first down.
He'll dump this off complete to Dobbins.
And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up second down.
Quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to our 3rd and 3. Here's Jackson to throw.
That is caught. It's Bateman for a Raven touchdown.
It's a 6-yard touchdown pass.
And the Ravens get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Lawrence will throw.
Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here's Lawrence to throw. Finding ETN here, catching it on the out route.
Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Again, it's Lawrence. ETN bringing in another one.
And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 40. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number one. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. Looking downfield for Jones. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Zay Jones as the first half is winding down. And the Jaguars will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Dewan Smooth getting in there, recording the sack. So we have come to halftime in what's already a two-touchdown game. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game, and to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jackson. Got his man. It's Bo Melton.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Jackson now. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So coming up empty here to start the third quarter. Already 2 scores down. Got to be careful.
Yeah, I did notice, though, that the captain of the defense patted the quarterback on the helmet on his way out, pretty much letting him know, we know the pressure's on us. We're going to go out there and try and hold serve for you while you figure it out over here on the sidelines.
Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
On first down, Lawrence. He'll drop this one off with ETN. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
On 2nd down, ETN once more. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right, you look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. On 3rd down, Lawrence. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going. I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On 3rd and 1, Jackson. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he will have a Ravens first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
On 2nd down, here's the option. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down.
It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Now it's Jackson. And he's going to go down. They get turned back at the 40. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Jaguars will take over here just shy of the 30. And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can...
He's got a man, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one goes for 30 yards.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. It's been an easy day for them.
Lawrence looking for his running back, and he's got it.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Ready?
And they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence.
And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now 2nd down.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
But to throw again is Lawrence.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32.
David Ajabo picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long. Lawrence.
Throwing middle, and it's complete.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Calvin Ridley, an 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Jaguars are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. The bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. The Ravens on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Now it's Jackson. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. It's Jackson on 4th down. Slings it to Anders, and it's complete. The tight end has it. And he is going to have a Ravens first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Again, Jackson.
He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
2nd and 7.
Here's Jackson. And now here's another interception. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the Jags will take over here just shy of the 30.
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10.
Just shy of the 30.
They'll look to ETN to start things out.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
Now Lawrence.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
3rd and 2, now Lawrence.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Jackson. That'll be complete to Dobbins. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. He's able to find Melton. And he will be taken down, but a big play there as it comes just as we reach the 2-minute warning. There. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. And Jackson throwing once more. He gets this underneath to Dobbins, and he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 22-yard line.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Jackson sliding it, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Foyesade Oluwakin. And the Jaguars are going to get the football back at their own 17. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And it would appear that the open week a week ago came just at the right time, as they have dominated the proceedings here into this 4th quarter. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. That one looks like he'll throw here. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. So this will be a win for Jacksonville. It was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together.